So this is going to be a look at selected throws from Lamar's game Sunday against the Chargers. Of course, we know he had 2 picks and not throwing for a lot of yards. I'm going to kind of do this in reverse. We know that early in the game, the Chargers were keeping a lot of things in front, and Lamar was having to get a lot of checkdowns and even scramble a couple times. I'm going to get to those at the end, and I'm going to show you what I think it caused Lamar to do. Now, there's nothing negative about this play at all. This is like just a little slant by Andrews, who's on the right-hand side of our screen. Looks like a little play action. He's going to split these 2 inside linebackers. Just your classic play where Lamar is getting the ball to Andrews in the middle of the field. That we know there was a high tendency in terms of his throws. Just love the sidearm throw and how accurate he is when he does it. This is a medium range whip route or China out to Andrews over here to the sideline. I think the design of this is a little unusual to me. There's a route at the top of the screen. I'm not sure I really understand that guy running a deep out. I feel like he should be running a dig. But in any case, I think Lamar is trying to see if they're going to open up the middle of the field for a deep route for Marquise Brown. And in this, which is what I think Lamar's looking at right now, there's a safety off screen you may have seen from the All-22. And then he doesn't, so he whips the ball out here to Andrews. Essentially, it's a 2-receiver route, in my opinion. This is also a 2-receiver route. You're going to get a clear-out route here by Duvernay, and then Brown is going to run from all the way across the field. This is a beautiful throw that's really well designed. Like I said, Duvernay's running the clear-out route. The ball's going to be thrown to Brown. But what I like is Ricard's a tight end to the left who releases late. What that does is it pulls up this hook player or linebacker. I think it might actually be a strong safety. Pulls him up to give Lamar more room to throw the ball over the top of his head to Brown coming from the other side. You can see it there. I'll slow it down just a little bit. That linebacker or safety has come up to defend Ricard. You'll get a better view of it here, so hopefully my explanation makes sense. There's Ricard. He's going to block initially. Actually, it is a safety. I'm sorry. He's on the left hash here, number 25 for us. He's looking in the backfield, obviously, as Ricard releases. He sees Lamar looking to his side. You can also see Brown at the top. You can see the space that's vacated when that number 25 goes with Ricard. It's the timing of that route combo that I really like a lot. This is a mesh concept. There's Bateman's route from the bottom side here. A really low angle drag with Brown running the other, Duvernay running the other drag from the top. And they're going to hit the overhook to Andrews in the middle of the field. You can see a straight line there between the 2 mesh routes, and Andrews and Lamar, you'll get a better view of it from the end zone angle. Really cool concept. Always makes it dangerous to defend when it's really well timed like this, and it opens wide up because those guys are the hash droppers are splitting with the guys running the mesh route. So there's Andrews. He's the guy that's going to end up catching the ball. Brown releases vertically. Duvernay and Bateman cross, and you see they're all in a straight line there pretty much with Lamar on the hash. Andrews is checking up, and those defenders are going to split, and Lamar finds the open gap there right in the dead center of the field. I feel like that route combination right there is the perfect use of our personnel. So is this one. I think this is just a little late by Lamar. This is going to be a clear-out route by Brown, and then a dig or deep in by Bateman. And I think this needs to be an earlier throw, which I think everyone was talking about. Lamar didn't see the linebacker. I think that's missing the point. Because of the back flaring out here, that's pulling this one defender who's down here on like the 45. Ball should have been out already. It's not really that Lamar didn't see the linebacker. The bigger issue is that the ball needs to be delivered at the linebacker who's in conflict, which was the downside linebacker closer to the bottom of the screen. I really think this is a one-read route, to be honest with you. Not criticizing anything about our offense, but I think this is designed to go to Mark Andrews. Marquise Brown's route down here at the bottom, to me, is designed to pull this corner up and create that space over the top, like by the T in Baltimore. And I'm not sure what Derwin James is doing. The downside safety here rolled down, and James apparently thought he had some help. He did not. He looked pretty bad on some of these pass plays, to be honest with you. There's Lamar looking over where Brown is, seeing what that corner's doing. Since that corner went with Brown and didn't get off, Lamar knows he's got the over route to Andrews like he always does, seems like. This next one, probably Lamar's best throw of the day. 2 short routes by these guys in the bunch left, and then Brown is going to run the corner route. Also a great job by the O-line to pick up a 5-man stunt. We'll run it. Obviously, this is the one that Marquise Brown drops over in the corner of the end zone. Look at the space between Brown and the sideline, and Lamar puts this perfectly, toward the pylon. From the end zone angle, you'll see that the Chargers bring everybody except this linebacker here. Ends up being a 5-man rush. The O-line had no trouble with it at all. So tight that Le'Veon Bell's able to slip out late. And you can see that this is a perfectly thrown ball. One of his better balls that he's thrown this year among, many great throws, if you ask me. What you notice with most of those throws, except the one that was late to Freeman, is they're downfield. I think that might be some of the reason that some of the games Lamar has are lower completion percentage-wise, because we are attacking downfield. That's the design of the offense. This is a little angled hook by Bateman and a flat route by Brown. I covered this in my Rashad Bateman video. But I'm just showing it again to illustrate the different types of routes that Lamar was expected to throw, and how they used Bateman. Once again, he's going to be mostly a possession receiver, even though he's capable of way more than that. I like the design of this play and the last one where we're using Brown, Bateman, and Andrews together. This is a bunch right route on a 3rd and 4. There's the first down line to make. And Lamar immediately looks out here to the right side to Bateman. It's an easy completion, but Bateman holds on to the ball with contact. Good sign, really strong guy. I know there were some questions about how tall was he in the draft, how much did he weigh. He plays big, he plays heavy, kind of like Jamar Chase, like I kind of said in the video I put out the other day. I love this route combination and this formation because we had our best 3 receivers over here together. Really difficult to defend for the defense, if you ask me, with that much talent weighted to one side. We're kind of going in reverse here now. We're going back to the first possession, and I'm showing you what the Chargers were forcing us to do early in terms of the pass combinations. Lamar was forced to check things down. You see, this is only a 2-receiver route. Chargers have it covered well. They have 5 guys up near the line of scrimmage. I think 1 guy's in a spy, and he's got to flip it out here to the Latavius Murray for just a short little gain. Lamar did this multiple times on the first drive. I think 1 or 2 times on the second drive, and I'm going to culminate with a pass play that I'm trying to give Lamar credit for what he was trying to do, and it opens him up for criticism when he does this, but I think it indicates a really high-level understanding of the game and trying to get the ball in his playmaker's hands. This is, I think, the very next play. We initially released 3 guys, and then Ricard and the running back release late, another late flip to Murray for a short gain. All right, this one Lamar is going to have Freeman early, but I think he's doing a great. I give him credit because he's holding on to the football and trying to let the routes develop, and you got to give credit to Derwin James how he plays this. So Freeman's going to end up open here on the bottom side of the screen, but as this is happening, Lamar's looking downfield for Andrews. I think he's trying to find out if Andrews is going to be able to break open over the top of this strong safety, which I believe is Derwin James on the hash. We're going to rewind it so you can see James again and how this develops. Andrews is running like a deeper out route. Freeman is the underneath guy, and you got a drag coming from the top of the screen. James holds the hash long enough so that Lamar can't throw the ball to Andrews and then allows the pass rush to get there. That's what you're supposed to do in zone, even though, I only see 6 guys here, so it looks like it could be a zone blitz. Also, by James holding Andrews long enough, then he allows the safety or corner over the top to pick him up late when James does go forward to come and defend the flats, which is where Freeman ends up being. So you're going to see Andrews flash inside of the hash here. James holds him, and you see Freeman is flaring out to the left side of the screen. James held that hook zone long enough to give the pass rush, in this case 44, a chance to get there, and Lamar was holding on to the ball trying to see if Andrews was going to get clear. Just a nice job by the defense, but I tend to give Lamar credit on these things because he could have thrown the ball out there to Freeman early like he did early on that first drive. I believe this is the second drive at this point, but I think at that point, the defense that the Chargers were playing had forced him to accept, okay, you're going to have to throw these check down routes, and this is an example of where Lamar's holding on, trying to get a bigger play downfield. And that's not a knock on Lamar. On the contrary, in fact, I'm giving him credit for doing so. I'm just illustrating how a zone defense or how a defense that keeps things in front can influence quarterback play later by making them a little bit impatient. Nothing would surprise me in terms of how the Bengals are going to play us this week. I think they're going to mix up coverages and try to limit the big plays, similar to what the Chargers did early on.